Hi there, Steve here again to talk about language learning. And today I'm going to talk about sort of the strategy. What is the strategy that you need to have to learn another language? And this is something that I've gradually gotten used to. When I was 20, when I had just finished learning French and was about to learn Chinese, I never thought that at the age of 72, I would be trying to learn Arabic and Farsi and that these would be my, whatever it is, 16th, 17th, 18th languages. I never would have thought that that was possible. I have gotten used to the idea that I can learn any language I want. What's more, I've come to realize that I learn by not learning or by not studying. In other words, the process is one of getting used to another language, developing habits in another language. In the previous video, I spoke about, the subjunctive and that it's not a matter of understanding the theory of when we use the subjunctive, although that is certainly part of what we do. But we can't remember those explanations, those rules. We can't remember the different endings. But with enough exposure to the language, we start to get used to these patterns of the other language. So I noticed myself, for example, when I see the meaning of a word, so I'm learning on LingQ and I look up a word and there's a dictionary definition there, which may or may not be suitable to my context, because very often the dictionary definition doesn't work, or maybe the word was misspelled, or any number of things could, give me an answer, a meaning for that word that doesn't suit. It never bothers me, because I know from experience that until I see that word in many different situations, until I get used to that word, I really won't know how to use it, and I really won't know its meaning or the scope of its meaning and which words it's used together with. So it's not a matter of learning stuff, studying stuff in isolation. It's a matter of giving yourself enough opportunity so that the brain can start to get used to a different approach. So right now with my Farsi, I'm listening to it, I'm getting a better sense of the sounds. I think I can clearly tell when one word ends and the next word begins. I've got a few words. The system tells me I know 50 words or something. Very early in the game, but I just know that with enough time, with enough reading and listening, I will get used to Farsi, just as I got used to Greek and Ukrainian, and now in my Arabic, for example, we have this wonderful version of Who Is She that was created for me by someone that I found on Upwork. And I listen to it, I understand it, and it's music to my ears. It's so pleasantly narrated. And I know that even if I keep forgetting words, that this is just part of this process of getting used to another language, developing new habits. And we develop these new habits, subconsciously in a way. And I am very confident now that with enough exposure, with enough reading and listening, I will get used to another language. I can get used to any language, Turkish, Finnish, Mongolian, Swahili. It doesn't matter. Now, again, some people maybe think older people can't learn languages. When I was 20, I didn't have that attitude. I didn't have the attitude that I can simply learn any language as long as I give my brain the opportunity, by enough exposure, give my brain the opportunity to get used to a new language, to develop new neural connections to deal with a new language. As long as I do that, and as long as I want to get this language in me, I can do it. Any language. And this is the way I feel now. It's certainly not how I felt when I was in my teens, when it seemed like learning a new language was very difficult. I was confronted with, conjunction, or at least conjugation tables, declension tables, rules, and it just seemed like a real struggle. Whereas I now realize that it's a very gradual process of getting used to something. So the strategy in language learning should be to ignore tests, to not worry about what you forget, not worry about what you understand or don't understand, and just focus on letting yourself get used to the new language. So that's the strategy. I hope this makes sense. Bye for now.